last video, we discussed how stealthing was perceived as a sexual trend and how it could actually be viewed under the broad umbrella of sexual assault.
In this video, we shall try to examine how stealthing has been and could be considered as rape or rape adjacent crime.
So, Avika, tell us what are the ways in which stealthing can be termed as a sexual assault or as rape?
Sure, there is no definitive answer to that question. However, we can explore different pathways that this act of stealthing can lead to. Now, the act of stealthing can go three ways. First, being that the accused does not wear protection and the complainant does not get to know of it at all, thereby violating the agreement between the parties. Second, being that if the complainant gets to know of it mid sexual intercourse, they can either ask the accused to wear one or refuse to continue with the intercourse. The later situation would count as the complainant revoking their consent. But if the accused neither wears one nor discontinues the intercourse, this can amount to rape.
Third would be that the complainant gets to know at the end of the sexual intercourse that the accused had not complied with the agreement.
Right. The first and the last situation is up for debate between it amounting to rape and or sexual assault. Now, terming such acts during sexual intercourses as rape may be considered overcriminalization as the complainant had consented to the intercourse even if done so conditionally. The reason why proponents of this stance feel this way is that the act of stealthing does not include physical force, which according to them is a very important ingredient for the crime of rape. Therefore, they think it could be called rape adjacent but not rape.
Right. Now, defenders of the opposing stance say that it robs the complainant of their choice to revoke their consent, as they were blindsided by trusting the accused to abide by the agreement. So, proponents of this stance believe that consent is inherently conditional, and it is only the absence of consent and not physical force that is central to a rape crime. However, a majority consensus among stealthing survivors, who were also rape survivors of the past, say that their stealthing experience does not justify the severe punishments associated with rape.
Further, a absence of consent leads to rape. But in cases of stealthing, consent to have sexual intercourse is already granted, although with a condition. Therefore, without the condition being adhered to, the victim experiences unwanted sexual conduct. Because if unwanted sexual conduct falls under the broad umbrella of sexual assault rather than the specific definition of rape, so too should stealthing.
Now, many stealthing survivors report feeling that although the non consensual removal of the condom during sex violated their bodily and sexual autonomy, the act did not completely measure up to rape. Because the victim consented to sexual intercourse and thus the sexual intercourse itself was not forced.
Now, what should be remembered amidst all of these arguments is that consent is inherently conditional. One does not give a blanket consent for sexual intercourse. One consents to specific acts, the time, place, and manner of sexual activity. Hence, if we were to argue considering this point, stealthing would most definitely amount to rape.
In our next video, we shall see how courts and legislations across the world have considered NCCR or stealthing in cases and laws respectively. Now, we are curious to know what you think about this. Should stealthing be considered as sexual assault or as a rape crime? Do let us know in the comments below.
Thanks, Veda.
Thank you, Avika.